What's going on, YouTube modeling community? Pappy here, West Georgia Rods and Customs. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Final part of the sub-assembly fabrication of the Revell 68 Dodge Dart Pro Street that I'm building for the Unified Scale Auto Content Creators of YouTube, better known as USACC Group Bill. We've down this journey that we've been doing, working on here lately is the pretty much we're turning this old car into a Pro Street. And through each video that you I think there's so far, I know I've uploaded 12. I think this will be the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. But in the last video that we showed y'all, the everything was pretty much where I wanted it as far as with the fabrication. We had a few adjustments we had to tweak in the final assembly. Showed y'all how to set the tires to get the stance, the rear tires to get the stance that you want on it. And this is pretty much the final product before we start going into paint. We're going to spin this around, let y'all get a good look at the entire assembly. We'll stop right here. The motor is in place now. It is where it will be positioned in the final assembly. Everything lines up. Everything is in center. I've picked out the carburetors that I want to use on it. I have picked out the scoop that I want to go on it. I actually I talked with Lucas C over at the Lucas C channel and showed him two versions of the scoop that I wanted to use, and OLC was instrumental in helping me pick this out. LC also helped me pick out the color for this. He was gracious enough to send me some photos of some 68 Pro Street darts. Of course, one was red. And I wanted to go with the red in the color, but we have chosen to go with the, which I'll show y'all that here in a minute. Let's go on around. But we'll show y'all what I've got. I left the front bumpers and all the grills off of it so y'all can see the engine, how it sits in its final position before assembly. Everything is either mocked up with tape or it is glued together with canopy glue. I use canopy glue in the assembly of the engine. That way I can break it apart and I can peel it's kind of little stringy tabs of dried glue off. It cleans up very easily. And that way I can, it'll be real nice, clean plastic when we paint it and then get it, start gluing it up and everything, doing the detail work on it. But we're going to stop right here. You can see the final positioning on the tires and wheels. This is after much effort of doing a lot of measuring and on getting that MCV product back half in the position glued in. That way everything is lines up with those wheel wells. As we spin on around right here, you can see that great product that Matthew sells at MCV Products. As far as in the final assembly, what we had to do to get it to fit in there. Those are his big Pro Street tires and wheel setups that he sells on in the website as well. Fronts also. The tires in the front are the kit tires, and they fit very nicely in some of MCV wheels. All you got to do is just trim that little tab out of the black tire and install them from there. But we're going to, and if you hear me talk about what I call a stink eye stance. After I gauge the rear end out, when I say the rear end, I haven't got the 4-link in there yet, but I showed y'all how I like to get the positioning with the spacers up in there. The spacers have been trimmed up, kind of arched a little bit. I took a lighter, heated the plastic up a little bit, little small 1x1 squares of 060 styrene sheet, and kind of rounded them a little bit, beveled the edges. That way they fit in the wheel well very nicely, and we glued those in with CA glue last night. So the tires are actually sitting on top of those spacers, and that's what allows me to, in the final assembly, once the 4-link rear end is painted up, everything gets assembled. We'll assemble the rear end, the tires together. Then we'll take the four-link the four-link bars and put them on there, position them on there, get everything lined up in the wheel well. Then once we're happy with where that rear end is setting, we'll hit it with some CA glue, a couple of drops of CA glue on all four positionings, and that rear end is set. But yes, it is setting on top of a set of blocks that you'll never see, or a set of spacers. So that's what allows me to achieve some of these real cool looking stances that people ask me about. But they always ask me, will you do a video of how you do your rear end setups? I was like, sure, one of these days. But that is how we position that to get that. It's almost level. I'm happy with the stance. So as far as the interior, the only thing different that I haven't shown y'all is I went ahead, and if you're building this kit, you will see the firewall. The firewall in the kit glues onto the body itself. I temporarily tacked it in with the canopy glue. That way I know the true positioning of that firewall, and the positioning of the motor will not interfere. That's why I like to use the kit engine along with the front half of the frame anytime that I do a Pro Street back half. So we'll keep coming on around. We'll give y'all one final look at this car. We'll stop in the engine compartment. If you want to pause the video and kind of blow it up and look in there, that's what it looks like. And then we'll bring it on around right here to the side view, if y'all want to pause and stop that as well. And then we'll come on around to the very rear. That is the back view of it, looking inside the to the wheel tubs. And then the final positioning right there is on that. Another thing I'd like to do is I'm gonna take the camera, kind of bring it up a little bit so y'all can see where the just kind of get a side view of it. I really do like the stance on this. So this is where, once we start breaking this thing down, we're going to start getting it ready for paint. And we'll leave it right there. That's a nice place to park that little ride at right there. But this is where we're at. Another thing I probably want to show y'all is there's the opening for the blower to protrude through. We haven't got the pulleys yet. We got them in house, but we just haven't. These will be in the final assembly. So all that pulley. Those pulleys are the Protec part number PTMC 38, and if y'all wanted to order you some of those, but y'all will see that in the final assembly videos once we start getting that video out in the near future. But this is the final sub-assembly of the 68 Dodge Dart Revell kit made into a Pro Street. Hope everyone has enjoyed this series on the assembly. We're going to do another in the coming months. We're going to be talking about the color, as far as the color that LC helped choose on this particular car. It is these are the colors right here that we're going to be using. Is a TS21, kind of the gold base, and the metallic orange TS92. And we'll prime it with maybe a white primer or a gray first. Check how everything looks as far as lumps or might be protruding out or anything like that. Then we'll spray the TS21, get that good and smoothed up. Then we'll come back with a couple of coats of TS92, and then finish it out with some 2K clear. See how that looks. But I always, and I can't stress enough, doing a test spoon. I'm going to do a test spoon, and in the first couple of videos, or the first video that I'll do on the painting, in the painting series, is showing y'all a test spoon that I will do on this and what it looks like. I do a test spoon of any color that I spray. That way I can tell, and I use everything from primer on the spoon, the same primer, the same base, as far as we're going to use a base coat of gold, which is the TS21. Then we'll come back over that test spoon with the TS92, and then we'll do 2 to 3 coats of the 2K clear, and then we'll polish it out just like we will the car. So, but this is it. Hope everyone's had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We have really enjoyed ours, and hope everyone is having a safe Thanksgiving and have a rest of your safe weekend. Hope y'all getting some well-deserved rest and some bench time. That pretty much well concludes this episode of the subassembly or fabrication and subassembly of the Unified Scale Auto Content Creators of YouTube's group build of the 68 Dodge Dart Pro Street. Appreciate all my subscribers. Appreciate everybody that's watched and commented on this. And as I always say, if you can dream it, build it. God bless y'all. Pappy out of here.